And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, and it is U.S. Bowling League Day. So you and I were chatting earlier, and we grew up with parents who bowled.
Yes, I've never been in a bowling league. I mean, I've certainly bowled many times, but...
Yeah. But we'll tell you all about how that got started.
Yeah, fun stuff, that's for sure. All right, we've got a good show for you today. We're going to have from Hearing Well Club, Tony Barriant will be here. Also, Peggy Edwards and Bob Faw will be here with the Publishing Club. And that's a really unique club because they go through how you can publish books and all, much easier today than it used to be.
Right.
And from the Emeritus Institute, we have Roxanne Kine. And Roxanne is with Theater Arts. I believe she has been on before. I'm almost positive.
Well, yes.
Yes, because the name sounds familiar.
Other things too.
All right, I'm going to walk over there, and you're going to give us the rundown on the meetings.
I will. Okay, so we have the GRF board meeting today, which will be in the boardroom at 9:30, and that will immediately follow our newscast at 9:30 here on Channel 6406. And then we have the third Finance Committee meeting, which will be in the boardroom, and that will be at 1:30 this afternoon. So Ken, how about our weather? You said it was, what, 75% humidity today?
Yeah, at our house this morning, I want to say probably at 5:45 when I looked at it. I was at we were at 70 degrees outside, and then the humidity level was 75%. So we got another day of this today and tomorrow. We're going to be in the 90s with the humidity, kind of like what we had over the weekend. Believe me, I felt it doing a little garden work outside. And then as we go forward, so today and tomorrow, about how we had it over the weekend, we're going to be hitting 90 degrees, 91. All of Orange County, except the beaches, are in the 90s. And then tomorrow, about the same, maybe a degree warmer. Then probably on Thursday and Friday, we'll go down by about 2 or 3 degrees. A little bit more on Saturday, but the big drop should come on Sunday when we're going to be down in the lower 80s or maybe only about 79, 80 degrees. So look forward to that. So hot and humid today and tomorrow, warm Thursday and Friday. All right, and around Orange County, like I said, every temperature except the beaches, 90 degrees and above. Inland, everything is 95 to 100 or so, and Palm Springs about 108 today. Now let's talk about bowling.
All right, so interestingly, bowling was primarily an outdoor sport until 1840. Bowling was called the game of 9 pins and popular with gamblers. To snuff out the gambling, the state of Connecticut banned the game in 1841. As a result, indoor lane owners added 1 pin to their alleys to circumvent the law. Clubs tried organizing and creating set rules. However, it wasn't until 1895 when the American Bowling Congress came together in Beethoven Hall in New York City. The American Bowling Congress established a maximum score of 300, which still stands today. They also determined other rules such as lane length, widths, and distances between pins. The term turkey describes when a bowler successfully throws 3 strikes in a row. Before the lanes became as slick and beautiful as they are today, getting consecutive strikes was very difficult. Around the late 1800s at Thanksgiving time, alleys and clubs would offer turkeys to players who bowled 3 strikes in a row. And as the holiday neared, taking home a prize turkey after a fun night of bowling would sure top off the evening. It seems it may be the source of the term for achieving 3 strikes today. You know, bowl 3 strikes and get a turkey. That's why they have the gobble gobble on the screen today. So there you go. Now we can go out and do some bowling. I think we should have like a bowl off, don't you, Ken? All of us here at the station. I need the side things. What are those things? The bumpers. All right. Well, in any case, we will be right back after this with our first guest.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Kart Mart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
What do you get when you take a widow who's ready to start dating, a singer aged out of the cruise circuit, a lawyer who was betrayed by her once ill husband, and a woman whose husband left her for the whore from Gate 4? Put them all together and you have Tales from the Woods, written by Terry Louise Fisher, known for classics such as L.A. Law and Cagney and Lacey, along with the old prose. Tales from the Woods follows these four ladies as they take advantage of new opportunities while starting a new chapter in life, all while meeting some pretty colorful characters along the way. Join us every Friday at 6 p.m. and Monday at noon, only on Village Television.
What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
You want me to help put you in the state attorney general's office?
I do.
There's something that I need in return.
Name it.
Taylor Mason. I want them in a cell.
Take them out.
This I do.
Get with it, people.
Have fun storming the castle.
New episodes, only on Showtime.
I'm Wendy Miller, your Smiley Realtor with RE/MAX and your Laguna Woods real estate specialist. I'm here today with the first of my 7 home selling tips for seniors. Some seniors prefer to rely on the real estate agent who has sold the most properties in their neighborhood. Others seek the most often recommended from family and friends. The right professional will ask questions about your future goals. He or she will help you decide upon a realistic listing price and answer all of your questions promptly before asking you to sign a listing agreement. Give me a call and I will help you make the right move.
Of the Hearing Well Club coming up next week, a week from today, September 10th. They are having their meeting. They didn't have one last month. So this one is going to happen at the Performing Arts Center in Dining Room 2. And you've always got good stuff to talk about, right?
Yes.
Yes, good to have you here today.
Well, it's I want to try to make this very personal for everybody in the audience that has a hearing loss, because everybody is unique in their hearing loss. Some are mild, some are profound. Some people have issues that others don't have, but issues with background noise, whatever. So we're going to try to, personalize this a little bit. I'm hoping to teach some really basic essentials, and most important, I want to provide some resources so that when people are not in the meetings, they need resources, where to go, and what to get. And I want people to share their stories. So everybody, I have one person who has a story about staying in a hotel, and her friends were knocking on the door and she didn't hear it. So it became a little emergency.
Right.
She was still sleeping. So what do you do about that? So we're going to talk about that.
All right.
We're going to talk about taking care of yourself in a hospital setting. When you're not wearing your hearing aids, they come at you at night to give you a shot or respiratory therapy or something. You can't read lips, it's black. That's an issue. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I know in the past you've talked about devices people can travel with.
Yes.
Which is always a good thing, because you may be in a hotel room, that doesn't have what you need for a variety of reasons, because maybe the 2 or 3 rooms that they have that are already booked up.
Well, the thing is that you should always, at least 3 days in advance of your arrival in any hotel, motel, any public accommodation, you notify them that you're hard of hearing and you want a hard of hearing kit, or a deaf kit.
Right.
So they have the obligation, according to the American Disabilities
Right.
Act, to provide that. But you legally have to provide at least 3 days notice.
Okay.
So they shouldn't be running out. They'll have an opportunity to borrow it from another hotel or whatever to make up for whatever they don't have.
Right.
So they even, I understand, have a lot of these kits on cruises. Not a guarantee. You certainly can request it. Most of the cruises are foreign owned.
That's right.
But it's my understanding that Princess Cruises does provide hard of hearing kits, which consist of an alarm clock that flashes. And if you want to use the bed shaker, you can use that. It just gently wakes you up.
Okay.
It has a door knocker, so it's something you put in the doorway and somebody touches that and it makes the light flash and the bed shake. So it's
Okay.
all connected. And you can connect the room phone to that as well. So,
Okay.
So you hear when you know when the phone's ringing. And not everybody needs all of those things, but the alarm clock would be handy.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
So it's required by law. The American Disabilities Act, you request it. You also request confirmation that it will be available, and talk to a manager in the hotel if necessary.
Okay.
Not just the reservation clerk.
Right. And I would think that, when you're making reservations, you're going on a trip somewhere, to check in advance, like you're thinking of a hotel, because I would have to think that many little mom and pop motels around the country are probably going to be like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. And I can be of help. If they don't know what, if I know, I can explain to the hotel or the motel. I've done that. And I can even give them a resource where they can get a kit.
Right.
And at least have one available.
Yeah. Okay, so that's always a good thing. And you wanted to mention that you are available for people, for clubs and
yes, today
all kinds
I'm
of
going to be
things.
talking to the volunteers of the friendly visitor program that
Right.
social services does. So these volunteers go and talk to shut-ins, and many of them have hearing loss. So I'm going to be talking to the volunteers about things that they need to be aware of and how they can help in communication strategies, and other little things that if they have an influence on it, they can assist.
That would be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
But also, all the clubs, and we have so many of them here, over 200, many of them have assistive devices that are available in the room, or they have a hearing loop. So I'd be delighted to come and talk to the members on how they can access for better hearing in that meeting.
Okay. And if they want to get a hold of you, of course, very easy, hearingwellclub.com.
And there's my phone number.
There's your phone number.
And you can text.
And your email. It's all
my
there.
email, yeah.
It's all there. So one way or another, you can get a hold of you.
You can actually go to the website and click contact and fill out a form and press send, and it goes to me.
All right, very good. Now, again, at this meeting coming up on Tuesday, September 10th, and you're going to talk about resources and the essentials, and
And I'm also going to have our audiology advisor will be on hand to answer. She's usually always there, but to answer any question that I cannot answer from a technical or professional level. So we're going to cover all those bases.
Okay, and if somebody, I know you've talked about this before, but if people on their own can get different kits and things that take with them, not only just for travel, but just if they're going to, go out somewhere, maybe they're, I'm talking about really if they're going to a theater and things like that, but they can call the theater, find out what they have. Movie theaters in general have...
By law, and they do.
Okay.
So right here at the Edwards in Aliso Viejo, they have not only listening devices, they also have devices for low vision, which is audio description, but they also have something called Sony glasses. You can wear these glasses and you can see captions.
Wow.
Yes.
Very good.
It is really good. That's really neat. That's the only way I would see a movie. I need to see the captions.
Right. Now, I like the listening devices because even in general, sometimes people are talking, or you put those on.
My
Those are good for anybody.
My audiology advisor, when she goes to the Pantages Theater or any of the big productions in Los Angeles, she always borrows a device because it's always clearer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Clean sound. So, and why do you want to take a chance? You spend all this money on tickets. You want to hear the best you can. And she's got perfect hearing. So, why not?
No, I definitely understand that. So again, it is a week from today, September 10th, over at Performing Arts Center in Dining Room 2. Doors open at 1:30. And no charge for members and guests are $3.
Correct.
And if you want to get a hold of Tony, well, we put up all different ways to do that. And she'll be happy to come over at a club meeting and talk to you.
We also have a listing in the Globe. So, once a week for a couple of weeks before the meeting. So my information is always in there too.
All right. Good to see you.
Okay. Thanks.
Take care. We'll be right back. Yeah, I can see.
Do you know how secure your money and personal information will be on your next real estate transaction? Escrow Options Group is the only escrow company trained by the FBI on fraud. We also carry cyber fraud protection and have received the largest industry security measure, the SSAE certification. Ask your real estate professional to open escrow with Escrow Options Group to ensure the protection of your funds and personal information on your real estate transaction.
I run Fox News. Anyone outside is the enemy.
We need to reclaim this country for the real Americans.
Gretchen?
Roger. I'm broadening my audience.
Well, I hired you because you're a beauty queen.
He's a bully.
I will do anything to protect my people. I'm a multifaceted man.
Hi, I'm Tim Moy. I'm your Chief of Security for Laguna Woods Village. I'm with Ray Gross, who serves on the GRF board and is also the chairman of the traffic hearing, which convenes monthly. Hey, today we're talking about golf cart safety. We've got about 1,300 golf carts in the village, and you can see the one that's behind us now. But there's actually a difference between golf carts and golf cars, and there are two, and the Department of Motor Vehicles describes both very specifically. We'd like to cover a few safety tips when operating a golf cart, and this applies to both golf cart drivers and other residents because you're going to be sharing the road within the village.
Since it's unique in this village, you have to understand when and where you can drive a golf cart. And remember, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour, and that's inside the village, not on the main street. Weight of less than 1,300 pounds, no license is required. Any non-resident operating a golf cart must be at least 16 years old and accompanied by a resident. Cannot be driven on roadway outside the village except crossing intersections.
For a golf car, the maximum speed is 25 miles an hour. Its weight must be less than 3,000 pounds. A driver's license is required, and a golf cart is not allowed on the golf course. Now remember, both a golf cart and a golf car must be registered with Resident Services. Each golf cart must now display a golf cart decal, and that will go on the left front windshield. If you're using shared electricity, for United, you will have the yellow, and for Third, the green, and that will go on the right rear bumper. Since golf carts share the road with other larger vehicles, such as delivery trucks, larger platform vehicles, it's very important to become a defensive driver and be aware of a few basic safety tips to ensure your safety. Many guests and non-residents can get a little turned around in the village, I think you all know that, and may be looking at street signs, cul-de-sacs, and addresses, and are not necessarily looking at the roadway. So when I use the term defensive driver, I'm emphasizing the need to be alert of your surroundings and assume that those on the road don't necessarily see you. A defensive driver will show extra caution. They will pause before entering an intersection, make eye contact if possible, and take turns slow.
Since it's unique in this village, you have to understand when and where you can drive a golf cart. Just like driving in a vehicle, you must obey all posted signs, especially stop signs. Our traffic teams closely monitor the stop signs, and for good reason. We've got a load of vehicles, bicyclists, walkers, and of course golf carts are on the road. The maximum speed on private roadways is 25 miles per hour. Maximum speed in cul-de-sacs and driveways is 15 miles per hour.
Talking on a cell phone while operating a golf cart is prohibited. Do not drive on sidewalks. Do not cut through on grassy areas. Yield to pedestrians. Outside the village, stay on designated sidewalks authorizing golf cart use. Do not drive golf carts on roadways unless crossing in an intersection controlled by traffic signals and crosswalks.
Do not drive in a bike lane or a vehicle lane outside the community.
If your golf cart is equipped with seat belts, please use them. Seatbelts save lives.
Never drive intoxicated or under the influence of medication. Very dangerous. The rules of driving under the influence are the same in golf carts as motor vehicles.
Slow down and use extreme caution during turns, blind corners, parking lots, and intersections, or even exiting a cul-de-sac. Assume the other driver cannot see you. When cresting a hill or driving in the early morning hours or late afternoon, it is important to keep in mind that glare may create poor visibility for yourself or others on the road. Once again, it's more difficult to see a smaller vehicle.
Drivers and passengers should keep all limbs within the inside of the vehicle while vehicle is in motion, except when signaling a turn. And remember, you have to drive only as fast as conditions allow. If it's raining, for instance, it could be quite slippery. Be very, very careful. If there are other vehicles in your way, slow down. Reduce speed when driving down hills, making turns during inclement weather, wet roadways, or when visibility is limited.
The City of Laguna Woods has published a map of the areas where golf carts are allowed to drive on sidewalks outside the village. Now, this map is very helpful for residents who are new to the community or who have recently purchased a golf cart. But just as a reminder, golf carts are not allowed to drive anywhere on the roadways of El Toro, Moulton, Paseo de Valencia, or Santa Maria. If you look at this map, you'll see the thick blue lines are sidewalks designated for golf cart use. On El Toro Road between Gate 7 and the horse stables entrance. On El Toro Road east of Moulton by City Hall and to Mother's Market. On Santa Maria between Gate 7 up to Moulton and south to Gate 16. This map also provides arrows for where you can cross at marked intersections. Those are identified by purple arrows. For those living within United Mutual and use gates 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can drive your golf carts across Moulton to Via Campo Verde, drive up and around by the service center, down the roadway past the horse stables, and then use the sidewalk on El Toro to gain access to the Stater Brothers Shopping Center, or use an intersection to access Gate 7, or even the community center. Using the map as a guide provides you access to the entire community and nearby stores.
When parked, keep your charger at least 6 inches off the ground and never leave your extension cord unattended. If you have any other questions about golf cart safety, please give us a call at Security 580-1400. And remember, let's be safe out there.
Before I tell you what I'm about to tell you, let me tell you that it's very important that you listen to what I'm going to tell you. Looking good, Albert. The people have spoken. They want a man of action. Real gold? They want a leader who will stare boredom in the face and say, not on my watch. Insert me, Rob Riggle, the new mayor of Funner, California. It's not a word, it's a place. Funner!
Welcome back. Well, we have Peggy Edwards and also Bob Faw here, who is with Publishing Club. Now, welcome both of you. How interesting, a publishing club, and we talked a little bit about some of your background, and you both have been publishers in the past, and you said you're working on your 3rd book right now, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit about the Publishing Club and what it entails.
Well, if you join the publishing club, you can either tell your story, or you can publish your story, or you can publish a book. When we started, it was just books. But then we realized some people don't have a book, they have a story.
Okay.
And so we made it possible in our Village Stories to publish your story.
Right.
And at our storytelling event, you can tell your story.
Right, right. So you had submissions every year for this, and this year you had over 200, is that right?
Over 200 pages.
200 pages. Okay.
Right. I'd say there are probably about 50 authors.
Oh, 50 authors.
About
okay.
50 stories by about 30 authors.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it varies between what, short stories, poems? Tell me a little about what's inside.
Yeah, we have the short stories, we have poetry, we have a lot of personal memoirs, and we have a couple of travelogues.
Okay.
And we have some history in there, people's views on certain events. It's kind of a whole plethora, a potpourri of different things that people feel worth sharing.
Mysteries, of course.
Mysteries, okay. Would you say that the majority of what you receive is usually pretty good writing? I mean, you never have to really, do you ever have to edit any of it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We don't do editing per se, but we do structural, line editing,
okay,
proofreading, fixing typos, spelling errors, punctuation, some grammar.
Okay.
Poems, we kind of let them go the way they are because we assume anything we would consider a mistake was poetic.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we have a question, then we ask the author.
Gotcha.
If we need something to be rewritten, we send it back to the author and say, rewrite it. But that's very rare.
Right.
In fact, that book's for you. Check it out.
Oh, good. Well, there's
Check
a lot
it
in here,
out.
and you, like you said, is there anything in particular that you received this year that really stands out to you that's different than anything you've ever read before?
Gee, different than anything I've ever read before?
Probably Phil's stuff.
Yeah,
Phil Silverman's
Phil
stuff.
has some very eclectic poetry. Phil Silverman.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then before we were on air, we were talking about publishing a book. And you and I were talking about how it used to cost an awful lot of money to publish books, but now you can self-publish. So tell us a little bit about self-publishing and how you help authors do that.
Well, if you've got a book, we've got a ghostwriter.
Okay.
So you want to tell your story, she can help you.
Wow.
Bob can help you print it.
Okay.
So can her vice president,
okay,
Miranda. She did these for her on Amazon.
On Amazon, right, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's probably helped about 20 authors.
That's great.
Also, she publishes children's travelogues.
Oh, okay.
Very cute.
Okay, good. Now, from a publishing standpoint, what do you think is the most difficult for people to do?
Start.
Just start writing or start getting the book out there?
Well, actually, the most difficult thing, of course, is to start writing.
Right.
But then that gets easier very fast. But the hardest thing about publishing your own work is making the decision to do it and taking that first step to find a way. You know, the best thing to do is to research the types of publishing out there, because it goes everywhere from self-publishing, which you can do on Amazon for free.
Right.
Free, to where you pay publishers $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for your first copy of the book. You know, and of course then they have various and sundry different methods of getting it out there.
Right.
Marketing is probably, once you've got it published, marketing is the next hardest step.
Right.
And your success,
almost impossible.
Your success depends upon how much time and effort and brain power, creativity you put into marketing your own book, no matter who published it.
Right. You almost need to do a tour in person as well.
Well,
I mean, that's a lot of expense.
We're starting a blog for the Publishing Club.
Oh, that'll be good.
Where you can promote your works, you can blog with the outside.
Good.
So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's talk about the storytelling in September that you have. So it's Tuesday, September 17th from 3 to 6 p.m. and that will be in Clubhouse 3, Dining Room 1. Tell me what's going to happen at that meeting.
10 fabulous storytellers.
Okay.
Some of them are amazing, like Dennis Glauber and Jerry Scher.
Okay.
Dinner by taste.
Okay, right. You get lots of good things on the menu. You have chicken and eggplant parmesan. You've got some marinara and pesto sauces, pasta, salad. So all of that is included. And then did you say it's going to be about 3 hours of a storytelling
with a break in the middle.
Okay.
And a dessert.
Oh, and a dessert.
And
Don't forget the dessert.
wine.
And wine. All right.
And
good.
prizes.
Oh, and
Our
prizes.
books.
Oh, the
Our
books. Okay, good. Good. Well, that's great. Now, if people want to get in touch with you about the event, they can contact you, Peggy, and that's at 949-707-5156. And there is a little form that you should fill out for like a reservation, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Mail that to me.
Okay.
Is that form on the internet? Do we have it up there where they can link on it and print it?
Oh, okay, good, good. So that where would they go to get the form?
To Village Publishing Club, to our website.
Perfect. Okay.
So both.
Okay. Good. Is the flyer around town
yes,
too?
it all.
The clubhouses.
Okay, good.
So they mail it to me.
Okay.
And I confirm their reservation.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much. It was very interesting to learn about publishing, and glad you're here to help everybody. That's great.
Publish your story. Publish your
I have no story.
We're waiting
There's nothing
for
interesting
you.
about me.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
Everyone's got a story to tell.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And remember that if you want to publish your own book and you want to get started, then just contact these two, Peg, and they will be able to help you out at the Publishing Club. We'll be right back after.
At least your story.
At least your story.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Mind in Memory program at Mission Hospital is an outpatient program specifically designed for patients with a memory disorder who have developed a mental health issue, such as depression, anxiety, or paranoia. Patients are welcome every day, Monday through Friday, up to 4 days a week. On-site meals and snacks are included, and transportation to and from the program is available. The program focuses on improvement in overall mood, function, and concentration, as well as a decrease in depression or anxiety. Call today to find out if you or your loved one qualifies for the Mind and Memory program.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Welcome back. Well, we have Roxanne Kind here, who's with the Emeritus group, and she teaches over there. But you also may know her as a past character on Tales of the Woods. So welcome, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, nice to be back.
So of course we have to point out that you had a little stint on our cute little show here. So you had fun with that while it lasted.
So much fun.
A lot of work though.
Yes.
So I can imagine how difficult that must have been while you were teaching too, because now you just started up again, right, for the year?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did, and I also have 2 other jobs. So
oh gosh.
I'm very busy.
Yes, yes. So tell me about the class that you teach is theater arts. Is that correct?
It's called Scene Study.
Oh, all right.
Many students come to the class thinking that we're going to sit down and pick some scenes and study the writing or the characterization or whatever, but it's not. It's an actual acting class.
Okay.
So you perform the scenes, and at the end of the year, the piece de resistance is that you get to perform a scene with a partner.
Okay.
And we have a cast party, and for some, it's their first time on stage, and there is a metamorphosis that goes on with that person. Sometimes they come in because they're shy and they're afraid and so timid, and then they're back semester after semester because they've gotten bitten by the bug.
Okay.
And they want to learn more, and they realize that every character, they find something else about themselves. It's such a fun class.
Well, and each time that you do a performance or you're looking at a scene, it's a different kind of emotion each time, right? Depending on what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
And different actors play them differently, but that's another whole long conversation.
Okay. All right. Well, you're deriving your emotion from a past experience, right? So
Right.
each person is going to go to something different. Is that what you mean?
Sure. For instance, you could see Phantom of the Opera a few times, and different actors in the lead, and someone will play it very angry, and someone will play it very, very sexual, and it's not a totally different play, but the mood is completely changed, and that's what's so great about live theater.
What are some of the things that you would say to someone who's thinking about taking this class, where you did say that they are very nervous? What are some of the first things that you do in the class to help them ease that nervousness?
Well, it's technique. I start by telling them they don't know how to breathe, and most people don't know how to breathe. And so I teach them that. They get a little offended, but I prove it to them that I'm right. And I teach them how to do the deep, diaphragm type of breathing, and that calms you down. We do a lot of improv in my class because sometimes, and not just because we're seniors, but sometimes you will go blank. Something will happen, and I don't know what happens in the brain, but you go whoop. And when that happens, your improv skills take over. You know the story so well, you know the scene so well, so you're not tripped up and you're not a deer caught in the headlights.
Right, right.
So we have so many things that teaches them how to make them great on the stage, and they get comfortable. And you know what? What's the worst thing that could happen? Nothing. This is free theater, and we invite your friends and family at the end.
Right.
They're going to have a lunch afterwards. I mean, it's just joy. And and I even tell them this is such a safe environment. This is the best place to actually learn. And like I said, they come back. It gets addicting.
Where do you teach the class?
I teach at the First Country Methodist
Okay.
I hope I get it right.
Laguna Country United Methodist Church, is that what it is?
Yes, I just say the church next to the temple.
Oh, okay,
on
perfect.
Moulton.
Oh, okay, so it's really close. So
Right.
that's easy. And then it's called Beginning Scene Study.
Yes.
And it's Mondays from 10 to 11:50. Now, even though the semester's already started, can they still sign up?
If they come to me by Monday, I will probably squeeze them in the class, even though I shouldn't because I'm at my limit. I'm at 25, but usually there's attrition. So if one or two more people want to join the class, I will give them an APC code and let them in.
Okay.
So, you know, I will do that for this semester.
So you're already full. I mean,
I'm
technically
full.
you're already full.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So you're popular and the class is popular and they, like you said, people keep coming back.
They keep coming back, and I have to teach like Little House on the Prairie. I have the first levels and then I have my seniors. And I do different things for different people and different scenes that some are harder than others. So there are different levels, so you don't get bored. And as an actor, you're not a painter. You can't sit there by yourself with a set of oils and paint like my mom did. You have to work with someone. So you could never stop taking class if you're, you know, really an actor. You have to hone your craft and make yourself better.
Right. Right. Well, do you pair up some of the senior people with the new ones?
You know, I give them about 4 weeks to find their partner and find their scenes.
Okay.
Because I don't, some of the teachers will dictate the scenes and they will dictate who you're working with. No, this is all up to you. You want to work on something and you have your eye on a person that you've seen perform, you know, 2 or 3 times and you want to work with them, you go and you get them and you work on what you really want to do.
That's great.
You know, for the first timers, sometimes I point them to a scene because I know they can handle it. But for the people that come back, it's up to them, and I expect them to find great scenes, and they do. Even some plays that I don't even know, they bring to me. I mean, how lucky am I?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you sound like you have an awful lot of experience. Tell me a little bit about your background.
I always wanted to be an actress. I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts back in the 70s when it was like the top school. It's a little mansion on Madison Avenue. This is even before the big school was open in Pasadena here. So I was very lucky. It's the oldest speaking school in this country, and a lot of the greats went. Today, I'm not sure it has that reputation because theater arts is in almost every great school. But in the 70s, it was not. So I was so blessed to get in. And so that's where I started, but life was so difficult as an actress. Even in the 70s, it's even worse today, but today at least you have more multicultural type actors. In the 70s, you did not.
Right.
And as a girl who was, you know, half Latino, and I consider myself all Latino, even though my father's Italian. I consider him Latino, a Latin-based country, and my mother's from Chile. So for me, and to be short and to be a brunette, it was almost impossible to get work.
Wow.
I auditioned for a company for Shakespeare, and I did my favorite part for them. I auditioned Catherine of Aragon in King Henry VIII. The director called me and said, "You were fantastic, but I don't like your face."
Oh gosh.
And you tell that to an 18-year-old.
That's horrible.
And I then went back to college and I became a computer programmer, but I could never leave acting. And so, you know, I've done things throughout all my life, but I left.
It's so hard. You have to have a super thick skin to be in anything acting.
Right, and you also have to have money. So, you know, I did programming for 15 years, and as I was a programmer for IBM, I worked in Research Triangle Park, and of course I was involved in the theater. I met Evan Rachel Wood's mother, became my friend. Sarah Wood and her father, and Evan's father, who ran a theater there. I worked with them, you know, so it was like I never could leave it, but I knew I didn't have that kind of career that every actor wishes, but it's okay.
But you don't need
acting.
to, right? I mean, you obviously here saying you don't need to because there's so many opportunities, right?
Because as long as you're acting, we don't do it for the money, we don't do it for the fame, we do it because we get such a high from performance and learning other characters, and it's just so If you're not an actor, I don't know if you can understand, but sometimes you become somebody else and you feel things that you've never felt before, and that's amazing to me.
Well, you're exciting. I think your class sounds great. It sounds great. So no wonder you have 25 people already, but this is great. So let me just reiterate again. It's called Beginning Scene Study. It's on Mondays from 10 to 11:50 at Laguna Country Methodist Church.
Yes, thank you for getting it right.
And you will have maybe a couple spots, so hopefully people will be able to squeeze in before Monday.
Yes,
okay.
But I think it'll be the last week that I will allow people because it's just too, I take too much time with my students.
Gotcha. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for the information.
Thank you.
Congratulations and have a good semester.
Thank you.
All right. And remember, if you want to participate in the class, you will have to be on kind of like a wait list, as you've already heard. But make sure you get in touch with Roxanne, and she'll be able to maybe squeeze you in if she has some room. We'll be right back. Nicely done. Don't go anywhere. You're still on camera.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village television. Grease for peace.
Well, hello folks. Once again, we are out here in the beautiful Laguna Canyon. It's been, maybe 2 or 3 years since we've come out here to speak to the folks who run this facility and enjoy the beautiful nature out here. I am with Hallie Jones. Now, she's the executive director of the Laguna Canyon Foundation. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. Thanks so much for spending the time out here.
Oh, we love it, and we're so fortunate to come out here on such a beautiful day. And this is so close to the community here. It's really a treasure. First, tell me an overview of Laguna Canyon Foundation. What do you folks do?
Sure. So we were founded in 1990 with one goal, which was to acquire open space and make sure that it was going to be protected in perpetuity for all of us to benefit from. Our mission has really changed over the last 10 years to more one of education and stewardship. So working on the land itself, making sure that the trails are maintained, the habitat is restored, and people start to learn a little bit more about how special this open space is, the incredible wildlife we have out here, and learn what an important role each of us play in protecting it.
And fortunately, right here where we're standing is the Nix Nature Center. And tell us about that. When did that get built?
Absolutely. So the Nix Nature Center was named after James and Rosemary Nix, who were residents of Laguna Woods, wonderful supporters of the open space and of this facility in particular. It was built, I think it was open to the public in 2007, and it really is a wonderful gateway into the open space. It's very accessible to people of all different abilities. You can come out here, just spend some time seeing the incredible open space. You can go for some easy hikes if you'd like, or something a little bit more challenging if you're interested.
Yeah, even though there's some very easy hikes right around here, which are very nice, people forget that this goes all the way down close to the beach area, so people can go up on the bluffs and all and really take some extensive hikes if that's what they want.
Absolutely. We have over 42 miles of trails, and there's 22,000 acres of open space in this area, which is incredible for coastal Southern California. There's not really an area like this anywhere else in the region. It does extend all the way into Crystal Cove State Park, so you can stand on the bluffs and look at the ocean. You can go all the way from these mountains inland and spend the whole day out here.
So who actually operates this facility? We're close proximity to Laguna Beach. You mentioned Crystal Cove, which of course is Corona del Mar, Newport area. Is it you folks? Is it the Orange County Parks? Is it the cities?
So Laguna Canyon Foundation really is a support organization for OC Parks. So Orange County Parks operates this facility, the Nix Nature Center, and much of this contiguous open space. Laguna Canyon Foundation exists to make their jobs easier. So we support the rangers with whatever they need help with, just kind of give them that extra bit of help, whether it's through maintaining trails or just being out another set of eyes and ears out in the open space.
And then the funding, of course, goes to what we're standing on here and the building and maintaining. And what's really important is the educational centers, right?
Absolutely. So we have a Title I schools program education. education program, which actually brings kids from underprivileged neighborhoods, largely in Santa Ana, out into the open space to start to understand a little bit more that this wilderness exists as a resource for all of us. We also have public education, so we have free guided hikes, birding hikes, geology hikes, native plant hikes, for people just to come out and learn a little bit more about our wilderness.
Yeah, we just saw a group here just a few minutes ago. Now, I also understand you are down the road, you're going to be building, or in the process of opening soon, a new administration building that may have some resources there as well, right?
Absolutely. We're so thrilled about this stage in Laguna Canyon Foundation's history. For the first time, we're actually building our own headquarters in the open space, right off of Phillips Street in Laguna Beach. It's a 3-acre parcel on 100 acres of zoned open space right next to Aliso and Wood Canyons Wilderness Park. So it's going to have a native plant garden, an interpretive trail, as well as, headquarters for our restoration work and our trail work and all those good things.
And I would assume that if somebody has the ability to, they could start here and end up down there, right, in a hike?
Absolutely. It's a little tricky crossing Laguna Canyon Road. So if you can figure out the way to do that safely and legally, you're fine crossing the street. We definitely recommend that people stay within one side or the other of Laguna Canyon Road. So either on the Laguna coast side, where we are right now, or over on the Aliso and Wood side, which is just across the road.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. Now, as far as your hours here, are you open every day, year-round?
So the parks themselves are open 365 days a year, with the exception of rain days. We do close for rain. They're open generally from about 8 a.m. till about sunset. Now the Nix Nature Center has more limited hours. So the Nix Nature Center is open 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday.
All right, what's the website? If people want to go on and figure out how they can take part in this or maybe help out, Laguna Canyon Foundation, just Google that and we'll find it?
Absolutely. Our website is lagunacanyon.org, and I also always recommend that people spend some time on ocparks.com as well, which is a wonderful website.
All right, Hallie, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to come out here. And folks, this is just right in your backyard, so it's a very easy drive to get here. And especially if you come during the week, there's usually plenty of parking. There might be a lot of school groups out here, but that shouldn't be a problem if you want to come here and visit. And great times of the year, of course, the spring and the fall. I heard the spring flowers were just beautiful. And you can come out here and take a very easy walk, not even really a hike if you want. If you want something more, the hills are all behind me here. You can spend as much time as you want. And maybe you'll meet Hallie, and maybe you'll end up helping with the Laguna Canyon Foundation. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, Verified Best Speech Clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
This Friday, we bring you a movie from 1966 called The Group, and it stars Candice Bergen, Joan Hackett, Elizabeth Hartman, and Larry Hagman, who was J.R. Ewing. And it is about 8 young women in June 1933 who are close friends and members of the upper class group at South Tower College, graduate and start their adult lives. The film documents the years between their graduation and the beginning of the Second World War in Europe and shows in a serialized style their romances and marriages, their searches for careers and meaning of their lives. So this looks really interesting, 2 hours and 30 minutes, and that will be on Friday, September 6th, and that'll be at 2 and 7 p.m., and this has been brought to you by AutoNation. And then on Monday's movie, oh, I've heard so many great things about this movie. It's called A Dog's Journey. And it's an hour and 49 minutes, and it is adventure, comedy, and drama. And it is about friendships that transcend lifetimes. In A Dog's Journey, the sequel to the heartwarming global hit A Dog's Purpose, beloved dog Bailey finds his new destiny and forms an unbreakable bond that will lead him and the people he loves to places they never imagined. Now this stars Josh Gad, Dennis Quaid, and Catherine Prescott, and that'll be on Monday, September 9th at 2 and 6 p.m. And this movie is brought to you by Memorial Care. Now we have a couple of announcements that we'd like to tell you about. The Old Pros is having the Guernsey, I know I'm really butchering that, Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, and that will be at 4 p.m. on Thursday, September 12th, and that's in Clubhouse 7, and it is free for members and guests is $3, and that'll be a very interesting staged reading from Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Barrows, which will be the best-selling novel composed of letters and set in looks like 1946, so that looks like a very interesting thing. We have an Earthquake Expo, which will be Saturday, September 14th from 9 to 12:30, and that'll be at the Performing Arts Center, and that's at 23822 Avenida Sevilla. Oh, and the really cool thing about this is they are going to have a quake cottage, so you can go in, sit down, and experience an 8.0 earthquake. Not sure if that sounds exciting or not, but hey, if you're in for a thrill, I hear it's supposed to be pretty good. And then we've got the Back in Time Concert and Car Show, and that will be on Saturday, September 28th, and that'll be at Clubhouse 2 on the lawn and the parking lot. And that will be from 4 to 6 p.m. is the car show, and then the concert is from 6 to 8. And who better than the Huey Lewis and the News look-alike concert from Back to the Future feel, and that'll be again on Saturday, September 28th. And if you want more information on that, you can email recreation@vmsinc.org, or you can call for car information at 928-301-3795. Now, of course, our weather, as Ken was telling you, it's going to be warm and humid, although we are going to see somewhat of a heat up later in the week and into the weekend. So looking pretty good out there. And let's see who's on tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a GRF update. We've got the South Orange County Community College District. We have AutoNation, and then we have Sean from Sports Talk. I'm not sure what he'll be talking about, but of course it'll all be sports. So anyway, have a great day in the village, and don't forget, right after our program at 9:30, we are going to bring you the board meeting. So have a great day in the village, and we'll see you tomorrow.